Why do we give more importance to melave malka than seudah shlishis?
Because that's what the Rabbi did. The Rebbe was very, very into eating melave malka, and Hasidim b'chlal were not into eating shlishis. Melave malka has to do with Mashiach. It says in Sfarim, the Rebbe spoke about it many times in the Fabrengen edition. It says in Shulchan Aruch, I believe, that there is something called an etzem luz, a loose bone, that has no connection to the Eitz Hadas Teva Ra, had nothing to do with the original sin. And therefore, that bone never deteriorates, right? We all know that the Gemara says, Hakel Chezon Le'afran, that before Tchias HaMesim occurs, everybody's body has to deteriorate, because everybody's body has, the Zuhamah, has some of the imperfection from Adam and Chava's original sin, which is the source of Misa, Hepech HaChayim, the opposite of life. And when the body decomposes and is reformed, it's recreated without that Zuhamah, without that filth. The only thing that remains in the body is the etzem luz, this luz bone, because the etzem luz has no shayches to the original sin of Eitz Das Teva Ra, and it's nourished from eating melave malka. And therefore, the Rebbe spoke about that he was very particular about eating melave malka, based on the idea that the seudah melave malka is called seudah, the David malka Mashiach, as connection with Mashiach Tzidkein, as opposed to shlishis. So shlishis, of course, there's a sikha from the Rebbe in Chelik Chaf Aleph, B'Shalach, I think, where the Rebbe discusses the question of shlishis. The reason we do not wash for shlishis is because it says in Rabbeinu B'Chaya in B'Shalach, and I would imagine it says another Rishen, it says in Rabbeinu B'Chaya in B'Shalach that there's 3 times the word hayom in the pasuk, right? Echlu hayom ki Shabbos hayom laHashem, hayom loim tzumtzuu b'seudah. So we learn from this, he's supposed to eat on Shabbos sholish seudas. Yom Tov you eat 2 meals, Shabbos you have to eat 3 because it says 3 times hayom. So the Rabbeinu B'Chaya writes that the 3rd time hayom it says hayom loy. So the 3rd seudah of Shabbos you eat by not eating. It's similar to Yom Kippur. That Yom Kippur we don't say we fast, we say lachayesam barav, we get nourishment from not eating. So the Friday night meal of Shabbos and the Shabbos morning meal is connected to Achila. Shlishis is also with seudah, but it's, so to speak, eaten without eating. And it's like Yom Kippur, it's like Lasid Lavi. We had recently a Maimon that we learned, it's like Shvi Shel Pesach. It's eating without eating. In the Yom Yom, however, it's brought that we do taste something, we don't not eat anything, because Rabbi Yossi said, I hope to be a member of those who eat shlishis. And Rabbi Yossi, of course, is Nimuka. Even Rabbi Yossi is very, very precise in his halachas. So because we want to go like Rabbi Yossi, the minig by Chassidim is that you eat chachaka pri, eat something. And by Chassidim, shlishis, instead of eating, they used to chazar chassidus. They would say chassidus. I read someplace that Abshel Brook, Allah Shalom, who was a Tomim, was in a resort for Shabbos. And became shlishis, they invited him for shlishis, and his answer was, Nein. Die Zeit muss man reden wegen dem Eibishter. That shlishis is a time that instead of eating, people should talk about HaKadosh Baruch Hu. In other words, during shlishis, people should say chassidus. This is the tradition of Chassidim. And therefore, the not eating shlishis has its reasons. The eating of melave malka has its reasons, and both of them are minhag Chassidim. I'm just going to point out that there were many instances where the Rebbe would make a fabrengen Shabbos at the end of Shabbos, and he would take a wash and eat shlishis, however you wish to explain it. Moreover, after the Rebbetzin passed away in Tafshim Ches, 1988, so the Rebbe used to make kiddush and eat before fabrengen. If you could remember when the Rebbe used to come to fabrengen in those last few years, the Rebbe used to make kiddush and drink a very small amount of the becher. And it was very surprising to us that the Rebbe is not drinking a reif kos, the majority of the kos as a yom normally did, until we found out that the Rebbe used to come into the fabrengen and say the nusach shlishis. In other words, the last few years of the Rebbe's Nesius, instead of the kiddush that the Rebbe was saying, being a kiddush for seudah shniya, it was a kiddush of seudah shlishis. The Rebbe would come in and sit down and read the Mizmor David and the Askinis Udasa and the Bnei Hechala. And then he would push it, make a Bedi Pri HaGofen. This is a fact. You could see people who sat behind the Rebbe saw that the Rebbe was the Fabrengen in the last few years were actually Fabrengen Nishn of Shalosh Shudas, because the Rebbe used to make Kiddush and eat to the Shnia before the Fabrengen.